Welcome back to another video, guys. My assumption is you're coming from our previous video about the top 5 things that Sean, as an owner, likes about his SVT Lightning. Well, this video is going to be for the top 5 things he dislikes about the truck after owning it for how many years?
I've had it in my possession, me driving it for about last 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, so you got a pretty good idea as to the things you like, the things you dislike.
Yeah, my dad owns it, but he's not the one that drives it. You know, I'm the one that washes it. I take care of it. You know, I treat it nicely. So it's all the things that I feel I don't like about it and like about it. So.
All right, let's go and get started with number 1. The thing he dislikes about the truck. Number 1, let's go and get started.
So number 1, we're gonna start with the paint job. This horrendous 2-tone paint job. A 2-tone paint job is one thing, you know, but whether you do it right or not, that's the whole process. And they didn't do a good job because just over a few years, you know, of them having it, the clear coat has completely chipped off. The sun just ate away at it so quick. And they also decided that they were going to start learning how to buff, and they decided to ruin this entire panel, this clear coat. So now it looks like shit. I just have one panel that just looks like shit. But the pinstriping looks it looks okay. It kind of looks like somebody drew it on there with like a blue Sharpie, and you can feel it. It has like a lip to it, and I don't like that about it. So,
okay, so it's 2-tone. Now, which one is the factory paint? Which one is the original?
So this is the factory color. This color was midnight blue, and they only made that color in 2002. And the other color is more like a Sonic blue. You know, I think they had that color, but I'm not sure if it's an actual Ford color.
Oh.
I don't know if the guy, you know, tried to paint it that color or not, but it would look good if it was done properly, but as I said, it was not done properly. Even you can tell back here too, the clear coat literally is bubbled and is coming off. And I need to do some like trim work, you know, the plastic, of course, with any older car, it's gonna fade and it's gonna look white like that, you know. And even if you try to like wax it, you know, you're gonna end up getting on the plastic and stuff. I need to redo the taillights. Alright, but number 2, we're gonna talk about the suspension. I like the lowered look, but I did not lower this truck. Whoever had it before my dad picked it up lowered this truck. I don't know if they cut the springs or what, but I think it has actual lowering shocks in it, but those shocks are a bit older now. So their rebound is absolutely terrible. So, and me being tall, even though I have a lot of headroom in here, I can still almost hit my head if I hit some train tracks going a little bit too fast. And I even tell my girlfriend that. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, hold on to your belt. I'm like, hold on to your seat. I'm like, we might hit our heads. But I usually go slow now because I'm not trying to jerk my passengers around and stuff like that. But back here is the worst. Backing in and out of the driveway, literally this tow hitch back here, just this little square, touches the concrete. It will whack down on the ground, or it just hits the concrete every time I go into a driveway. Like every time I go to the smoke shop or something, it just goes kaboom, and you can hear it, and it sounds bad. And then the front, the turn radius is bad. I can still make a U-turn if I if there's 2 lanes, that's kind of enough room. But if it's just like 2 lanes, like one on each side, I'm not going to be able to make a U-turn. This turn radius has no chance. And
unless you do a burnout.
Unless I'll whip that shit. But no, I haven't tried to do that in some traffic. It's a little sketch. I've done that accidentally in the rain because traction in this truck is like, haha, you're funny. But yeah, it has no shock life anymore. And the leaf springs, I think the leaf springs are still okay. I think that's what still makes it so that way I can actually drive and it's like actually okay. But yeah, no, I definitely see some new shocks and new struts in the near future. And as all cars, the bushings are old, all the rubber garments are old, you know, like ready to give up on life. So it needs a refresh. It's 18 years old. Number three. Okay.
Number 3.
All right, number 3. This truck lid. I hate this truck lid. It collects so much dust and dirt and grime, and like it doesn't look like it's dirty, but if you were to like just rub your fingers across it, your fingers would be black. It's disgusting. It's nasty.
Dude!
It's disgusting. My neighbor one time tried to help me, and he got like this like Armor All with like a big sponge, and like he told me to like start like sponging it on there and like trying to get all the dirt off, and it literally turned the sponge black. And he was like, "Oh no, just keep wiping it." And like I did, but it didn't do anything. It still looked disgusting and like grimy, and I don't think there's any reviving it. But when it gets wet, you know, it gets into the tailgate and it doesn't keep a seal. It flaps around a lot. It's literally just extra weight I don't want. So I've like, there's been so many times I just wanted to rip it out, but I don't really have the say to do that. And considering finding a snug top lid with a lip at the end is damn near impossible these days to find on these trucks. Like, if you manage to find one that's maybe wrecked that had one on there and it's intact, then you're better off like that. But you'll have to repaint it unless you find one that's a color you don't mind. But a lot of people like to repaint these trucks, as you can see. They can't just leave them alone. I wish they would, you know. Because when people buy a normal F-150, they're not just like, hey, you know, let's go repaint it some whack-ass color. I don't know why people decided to like buy a Lightning and be like, yeah, let's go turn this into a two-tone truck. Like, come on, like really? It's just unnecessary. But you know, the way it is now is okay. But I hope it definitely changes in the future if we decide to hold on to it, and it needs work. But you know, I'll work with it for now on. Jumping right into number 5, we're gonna talk about these tires. They're pretty grippy for a street tire, but also like just these tires, you know, I can get these tires all day long for this truck, and I could get the Nitto NT 555s or something like that, but that's about it. There's hardly any other tire companies that will make the right size tire for this truck, or these rims, because of just the simple Ford style. I went to a wheel place, and actually finding aftermarket wheels for a truck like this is a little difficult too, because of just the bolt pattern. The bolt pattern's way different because it's older. So it's not like, you know, one of those little, you know, JDM cars where you can go to any wheel warehouse.
Wait, hold up. Watch out. I'll just play it.
You know, you go to a wheel warehouse and be like, yo, I want a set of 18s, you know, with some Falcons on them or whatever, and they're like, all right, you know for what car? But I literally went into wheel warehouse and told the guy what I had. He saw my truck, told him what size I wanted, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry, we don't have that bolt pattern in stock. And I was like, what? He's like, dude, you're a wheel warehouse, like your place is called Wheel Warehouse. I was like, and you don't have wheels for my truck? I was like, but okay. I was like, I can see that. I was like, it is older.
All right, so for number 5, what's the number 5 on your list for dislike?
I'd say aerodynamics and just overall floatiness, you know, like the sway bars. It's supposed to be a lot higher up, you know, but because it's lowered, it stays on the ground a lot better. But bumps and corners, it likes to has a lot of body roll because of its weight. It's like 4,700 pounds, probably like 48 or 49 with me and my girlfriend in it. So it's pretty heavy, and you know, plus all the fluids in a 22-gallon gas tank. Yeah, it's heavy. So it's real floaty. It wants to kick the rear end out if you give it too much throttle around the corner. If it's raining, you don't want to drive very fast at all, or you are going to spin or lose traction or start to hydroplane. Like going on the freeway, going like 65, 70 is pushing it. Once you start going like 75, 80, if you hit a puddle, I would start, you know, buckling up. I'd start bracing, because this thing will want to, you know, it gets real floaty like that, and it's just sketchy.
All right, guys, so that's going to be today's video. That's going to wrap up our top 5 things we dislike about his truck. Him personally, what he dislikes, since he's the owner. Thank you for taking the time to come out again. What do we got in store for them next week?
Next week, hopefully, we'll be carving into canyons, or sometime soon. You never know.
Maybe a little POV action with the GoPro. Like this video if you guys want to see that.
A little bit of, you know, cruising around, rip it a few times. You know, nothing too wild. There is cops everywhere, but you know, yeah, we might make a run down to Mexico once.
And what is this truck again?
It's one bad mamma jamma.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Sean. I'll see you next video.
Problem.
See you guys.